Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Tiff the Green Fairy. Um, Tonight, I'm doing something a little different. I'm taking questions. So if you have a burning question that you just need to put to the tarot cards, go ahead. I might kick things off with a collective vibe check. So listen up for that. If you don't want to stick around for the personal questions, that's fine. I don't blame you. So, vibe checks are just general readings for the collective. I never really know what's going to come out when I do them. They're very spur of the moment. I'm running a special. If you like my vibe and you want a more in depth reading, 30-minute readings are now $10. I'm running that through the summer, okay? So, an hour long readings would be 20. So, my prices are usually 15 and 30. But anyway, okay, great. So, welcome. Welcome. Let's get started. So this is going to be the collective vibe check portion. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple cards just to see where we're at as a group. And if you got any questions, just pop them down in the comments. Tips are always appreciated. I've got PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. Okay, Mother Goddess, what do you have for the collective? I'm seeing the goddess Dorga very strongly. Very strongly. Okay, Five of Pentacles. That's my card of, I'm hearing, well, abandonment. That's a new one. That's what I'm hearing specifically for that, abandonment. You may have abandoned a project or an idea or something. Left someone or something out in the cold. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. If you've recently abandoned a project or, hello, what is this live stream about? So I'm a tarot reader and I am doing a tarot reading for the collective right now. But if you have any personal questions, you can pop them in the comments and I will get to them. It's first come, first serve. Anyway, back to what I was saying. If you've recently left behind like a project or some sort of ambition, hi everybody, I love you all, you're sweet. If you've recently left behind a project or an ambition, you may have done that a little prematurely, okay? Because there was abundance, there was profit coming towards you from that. If you would have stuck with it a little bit longer, you would have seen growth, the star in reverse. Yeah, you need to really start putting yourself out there again, okay? Because you have real star power, but it's like you're blocking it. Why are you blocking your own star power? I saw the Emperor, the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, you're impatient. That's what it is. You have trouble putting in the time to see something grow and nurture. And there's lots of, there's lots of reasons for that. It could be, you know, maybe this Five of Pentacles is also speaking of your personal financial situation. Like money could be tight right now. You could be like, well, yeah, sure, I'd love to play the guitar or paint or write that novel, but I need money now, you know? You don't just make money off your creativity like that right away. Yeah, so you felt you had to walk away from it. But what you don't realize is that you are on the cusp of greatness, or you are on the cusp of greatness. If you just resurrect that ambition, I keep calling it an ambition. That word's really resonating with me tonight, an ambition. So you need to cut out the people who are draining you, and you need to step back into your power, okay? That's how I always interpreted the Five of Swords as a good card. The Five of Swords is like, to me, it's kind of like my fuck around and find out card, honestly. It's you know, they say that it's like, oh, it's a gamble or something like that it's a Pyrrhic victory. Like, yes, you won, but you lose so much in the end. But I don't see the Five of Swords that way at all. I see the Five of Swords as you took a gamble and you won. But yeah, it's like my fuck around and find out card, okay? So there's that. So you need to reclaim your power. You need to cut out the people who are draining you, and you need to reclaim your power, okay? This is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, that's like your ships coming in, okay? Your manifestation, but that's not quite the word I want to use. Your way forward. If you've been feeling stuck, which you probably have, a little stagnant, a way forward will present itself. That's the best way I can put it. Let me see if I can get a clarifier for this Three of Wands. So suddenly finding time. Ace of Cups. Yeah, your heart's desire. So finally finding a way to make time for your heart's desire, to pursue that ambition that you've nearly given up on, okay? Now this is interesting. Now we have the Four of Wands. This could be like you coming home to yourself. Hi everybody. This could be like you coming home to yourself. Knight of Wands. Ooh, what is this? Okay, so the Four of Wands, traditionally for me, that's my twin flame card. There could be a passionate new beginning with you and someone special. Yeah, Ten of Cups. That's like happily ever after. So in the midst of you striving to, in some cases, possibly keep a roof over your head, you lost this ambition, this creative ambition, this thing that you had real potential with, because it was taking too long to manifest. So what you're being advised to do is to carve out time. First off, get rid of all the naysayers. I'm sensing a lot of people in your energy telling you that you can't have it all, you can't do it all, you won't succeed. Just don't listen to them, okay? Don't listen to them at all. What you need to do is you need to get back into that ambition you had, that creative ambition, because while you're busy putting the pieces together, okay, while you're busy doing that, you are going to potentially stumble upon a great love. One that you didn't expect. One that's going to be worth fighting for. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. I have a neighbor watching me. Wheel of Fortune. Seven of Swords. Okay? You're going to be asked to, you're going to, no, not really. It came from the store to go get a blunt. uh, anyway, what was I getting at? Oh, okay. So listen, you may be asked to, by the universe, okay, to make a sudden change. Like, pack your shit up and bail, okay? Because something really good is on the way. Like, we're talking like, I don't know if this is literal or what, but it has the sense of like in the middle of the night, like you just packing up your stuff and being like, I'm out. Like I, my train's here, my plane's here, I gotta go. It doesn't have to be anything that dramatic. It could just be like an internal shift in you, you know, where you feel like it's just time for me to move on or go in a different direction or resurrect that old ambition I had. You might feel the need to suddenly but silently disengage from people. Okay? Two of Cups and Seven of Cups. All right, Two of Cups and Seven of Cups. There's definitely a love connection out here. There's definitely a love connection out here. Let's see what the Seven of Cups is. I want to say you just have to be willing to reach out and take it. What's the Seven of Cups here? Page of Pentacles. Yeah, right now you're very much focused on getting that bag, and there is nothing wrong with that at all. Hi, everybody who's saying hi. There is nothing wrong with that at all. You may feel like you can't have it all, but the cards are saying you absolutely can. True, I'm focused on my career and money. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. So when this love comes into your life, and it's guided by your spirits, okay? You have to be willing to reach out and take it, all right? You have to be willing to reach out and take it. You have to say, yes, I accept. It's not the kind of thing that's just gonna manifest in your life. Like, you have to give it permission, okay? Wow, a lot of masculine energy coming out. Knight of Swords, Death, King of Swords, and Justice. Who are we pulling on? I'm going to actually move these cards off to the side, because this might be a new energy I'm pulling on. What is this all about? Knight of Swords. Strength. Okay, someone's going to test your strength really quickly. That's what I'm picking up from that. What's Death? The Hangman. Okay. Yeah, someone's going to come in and try to test your strength. And you're going to shut it down completely. This is how you're going to know which people are really in your corner or not. Okay? Because they're the ones who try to who challenge you when you're at the peak of your strength. They're the ones who rush in and try to cut you down, okay? The people who rush in and try to cut you down when you're at your peak strength, those are the people you need to watch out for. Those are the people you need to cut out. All right? You're learning. You're learning. Because people can be very sneaky with their backhanded comments and their compliments and their, people can be very, very coy about that kind of thing. So you may think somebody's just having a laugh or whatever because maybe you were raised to think that way. But you're going to see it for what it is. You're going to see it for what it is. Okay. King of Swords. Queen of Wands. All right. So you are double trouble here. Okay? You are, if you're a feminine, you have this very sexy and alluring presence to you, but your mind is sharp. People may be taken in by by how alluring you are. They don't realize that they're getting the King of Swords inside. They're getting someone who can be calculating, who can be cold, who can be cynical, but who is also highly intelligent, no bullshit, knows how to cut through the nonsense. All right, what's justice? The Sun. Yes, okay. Good. So I think you're finally going to be able to put down your sword, King of Swords. I think you're finally going to be able to put down your defenses because the universe wants to bring you the best possible life you can have. All right? The Hierophant. Wow. A life that is stable, a life that has some kind of like a positive structure to it. Like you feel like you have purpose, you have responsibility, but it's a pleasant thing for you. Like you strike me as the type of person you would make a good leader, You're somebody who thrives with a little bit of responsibility and a little bit of structure. The only thing you're missing, the only thing you're missing is the love. And I mean, like, you've got you have to have amazing self-love in order to get through everything that you've been through. But it's like the universe is saying, yeah, you've got it all. You've got star power. You're savvy, you're smart, you're cunning. You're talented. but you're closed off to love. That's what's going on. You're closed off to love. Okay, you've got a lot of internal confliction about love. You feel like you invest so much time and energy into relationships, but nothing ever seems to come from it. Oh. But you've got wish fulfillment. You've got wish fulfillment on the way. So if you do desire a healthy, lasting, loving commitment, you can have it. The world. You might have to put an end to negative thinking and embrace your magnetic energy. Yeah, it's time to leave behind old thought patterns that keep you bound to the past, okay? Like, love never works out for me, my relationships always fail. You got to let go of that thinking. Okay. All right. There we go. Let's pull some moon cards. Okay. I always like to shuffle my cards up a lot, at least 3 times. That helps clear the energy. So if you're into tarot or you're looking to get into tarot, shuffling is a really good way to clear your cards. Here we go. Okay. You're very close to achieving your goal. Excellent. That's a good card. Okay, I guess that's the only message we're getting from this deck. Alright, that's fine. Okay, let's see. You're very close to achieving your goal. So remember, that old ambition that you have, okay? The one that you've pushed aside. When you push that aside, You were very, very close to achieving something. You didn't realize it. So you should definitely try to resurrect that old ambition or that old project or that old desire, okay? Floating peace. Yeah, don't overthink the advice, okay? Don't overthink the advice. Just find little times, like let's say you're learning to play an instrument, you know, don't stress yourself out like, oh, I have to play for hours and hours a day or I'll never be any good, you know, so on and so forth. Work it into your schedule. Play if you can get even 15 minutes in a day. It's the consistency that counts. Okay? Wow, peace and peaceful. Very good. Okay. I think what this is saying is a lot of your anxiety is coming from this unfulfilled passion or this unpursued ambition. All right? You need to resurrect that. Once you resurrect that and make time for it again, it's going to bring you a sense of peace. Because you won't be like, oh, I left that thing unattended, you know. Plus, whatever it is, you have real star power. You got to give yourself a chance. You just have to be a little bit more patient. Okay? You're welcome. I'm going to go ahead and let it go. I was going to do questions, but I'm not. Yeah, I don't feel like it. So, for those of you with the ears to hear, I hope you got some comfort, clarity from the message. I hope it found you well. Hope you got a confirmation out of it. That's the best thing, really, with tarot, is that it confirms what you already know. Okay, guys. Well, have a wonderful rest of your night, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah. Blessed be. Bye.